Good morning, everybody, all of the panelists, and of course, our attendees that are trickling in. If you are here as an attendee, this is our kindergarten kind of new family orientation for next year, and also TK. We do sort of a joint gathering here. So you are signed up to come here, or you think you're coming here, and this is Fox Elementary, so just to make sure you're at the right spot. And then some of the panelists you see, I'm just gonna call your guys' names out. You can just wave, you don't have to introduce, but on the web, you can see myself, I'm the principal, Mike Pappas. This is my 6th year here at Fox, and I've been doing education for about 20 years, elementary education. So just a little background on me. Up in my corner, I have Colleen Greshok, who's our current PTA president, and she has 2 children here in 5th grade this year. Then I have Allegra Newman, who is our school force representative, and she has 2 children, 4th and 1st with us. And then we have our Childcare Partners, Ann Carnes with Curiosity Corner as our on-site childcare partner. And then we have Karen Haas-Valletta, who is the leader of Footsteps Childcare, which is not on site, but is a partner of ours in the district. So they're here for questions or to give you a little information about their programs and what they can offer if you need that service to help your kids. So those are us. And then to see the BRSSD webinar, I guess you see that behind the scenes, that's Jerome, our director of technology, who hopefully keeps this all online and running smoothly. So with that, welcome. This we're scheduled for an hour. I don't know if it will take an hour. We do have a slideshow presentation. I'm aging myself. Slideshow is probably not the right word, but a few slides that we'll go through and talk a little bit about Fox. It's not interactive in that you guys can talk to us, but the chat room is open, I believe, and you're able to chat. And if you have questions, I'm going to have Colleen and or Allegra sort of watch that as I'm presenting, and then they can interrupt and ask me any questions. And then we'll do the same when we get to PTA, school force, and also our childcare programs. So I'm assuming you're all good with that. So let me go ahead and get my screen shared. I just need to find the right screen to share. I think I've got that. All right, so let me go to here and share. All right, let me put it in present mode if I can. How about this? Start from beginning. Let's see what that looks like. All right. Wow. Okay. Well, a brief presentation. So again, I'll give you a little background on me. This is my 6th year here in Belmont-Redwood Shores. Prior to that, I worked over in the Fremont Unified School District. I was a principal there for 3 years, an elementary, and an assistant principal for a year, and a teacher for 10 years. So like I said, about 20 years worth of elementary experience. I live here in Belmont. I've been here for 16 years with my wife, who's a teacher, and we have 2 technically adult children, 24 and 21. One's still going to college. One's about ready to graduate, so we're crossing our fingers. So that's kind of the background. My boys did go to Belmont-Redwood Shore schools. Both of them went to Cipriani, and then one of them went to Ralston, another one went with their mom to their school. So product of the system. So I think I know the school district pretty well from being in and out of it. And it's a nice community. If you're new to the community, it's a good community in general. And Fox, I think, is a great place to be. So with that, let me go ahead and click through here. Okay, so this is a little boring, but I'll give it to you anyways. We're pending still, but the district overview, our strategic plan, is being updated, but I think we still have a lot of these core principles. You know, we want to instill a mindset for learning for our students, create a collaborative culture where we work together. We want to go ahead and promote a learning environment that, you know, thinks about innovation and being creative. And also we want to foster global citizenship in our children so that they have a, you know, more of a global perspective about what's going on and how we can impact the rest of the world. So we try to package that into what we do with our kids. A little bit about the school, the logistics. There's just one administrator, that's me. We have two office assistants, Maria Acevedo and Lily Golding. Those are the faces of the school that you'll see mostly when you come into the office, along with myself. Right now, we have 21 certificated teachers in the grades that are below. And I'm going to move my picture so I can see what I'm reading. There we go. So we have, right now we have, when I say 3 kinders, we have a combination class. And what that means for those of you who are new to schools is occasionally we will have 2 grades in the same class, if that makes sense. So this year we do have a TKK combination class. And I'll talk a little bit more about that as we go. But we have 3 kinders, 3 first grades, 3 seconds. I haven't updated that. We only have 3 third grades, 3 fourths, and 3 fifths. So again, about 420 students altogether. Relatively low numbers since I've been here. Over the last year with everything going on, there's been a lot of mobility and movement. We usually average closer to 500 students, so we're a little smaller than we have been in the past. We do have 2 custodians, Mr. Martinez during the day and Mr. Mayan. He works for us at night. And then we have a part-time counselor. When I say that, we share with another school. So she's with us Monday, Thursdays, and every other Wednesday. And our psychologist, same type of setup. We do have speech pathologists, 2 of them that help out our students that need that. And then we have classroom paraprofessionals. You might think of them as classroom aides. And they are typically assigned to students, specific students, not generally a whole class. So that gives you a little bit of an overview there. Let's see here. Can I go to the next? There we go. All right. So in-person learning goals. So each year schools are required to present goals as part of a public education. And these are pretty general, but this is what we have, that we want to have all of our students improve in our English language arts and mathematics each year. And we measure that a bunch of different ways. I won't get into all that yet. We want to enhance our safety and our character and our health. We want good kids that want to be here, that feel safe here, that are healthy, and we will promote that through a lot of different ways. And then our English language learners. We have a relatively small population, but it has grown over time with such a diverse area that we live in. A lot of families coming from different areas, and the students may be coming from a different country or a different language is spoken at home. So we do have that. We want those students to progress quickly so that they can access all the curriculum that they need. Okay, boring but important. So the enrollment process. And you can get all this at the district website as well, but I like to go through it. So a couple of things. Make sure you complete the online enrollment form, and then you can start to upload your documents. Not 100% that date is correct. So I may not have updated that, but I'm sure the district has the exact date. Here's the things you will need though. And I see this run into problems for families sometimes. So you will absolutely need some type of identification, whether it be your driver's license, an ID card, or a passport. Any of those would work. A birth certificate or a passport for your student. And then proof of residency, a tax bill if you own the property, or a lease or rental agreement if you're in that position. So those are not negotiable. You have to have that, otherwise you won't get in. And then proof of residency two of the following. So a PG&E bill showing that you live there, or a water bill, cable bill, etc. Those are important to have. And sometimes that gets in the way of you guys getting registered quickly. So spend a little time to get that all packaged up so you don't get frustrated if you can't get those things accomplished. And then immunization records. I don't know exactly what you need. I think that'll probably be on the district website too, but you will need those too. And we're a stickler about that. So, so let's make sure we have what we need when it comes to that. All right. So if you have questions about that, you know, ask us. Lily here is an expert on site, but the district office can help you too. I think Claudia there would be able to help you. So either of us can do that. Not too difficult as long as you have all that stuff lined up. All right. Okay, let's see what else I have. All right, so kinder basics. Let me just give you a little overview of what a day looks like here at Fox. There's our schedule. We start school at 8:25 and we are dismissed for our kinders at 1:30. And if you notice, that's Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. So they have not a full day, but it's what we kind of call an extended day. Wednesday, there's an anomaly on Wednesdays. All students get out at 12:20. And you might ask, why, you know, why do we get out in the middle of the week early? That's our day for our staff and myself to work together. We have our staff meetings, we have trainings, that type of stuff. So that's what you have to remember for the schedule there. Lunchtime for our kinders is at 11:30. It's 11:30 to 12:15. And families, you guys provide the snacks. Now we do have some emergency snacks, but you want to pack that in. Lunch, you can provide, or you can sign up for our lunch program, which I believe this year is completely free. I think the state wants to continue that into next year. And I don't have details, but it's called Lunch Master. You can look into that, and they have some options.
It's definitely free for next year.
Definitely free. Thanks, Karen. So that's a great program if you want to take advantage. If you have picky eaters, then you know you'll want to pack whatever they like. Let's talk a little bit about drop off and pickup. If you haven't been to Fox before to look at it, it looks like there's lots of space out here, which there is. But at 8:15 in the morning, the front of the school looks like 101 and 880, like a commute zone. So we have a pretty good system that we keep everybody flowing and dropping off and picking up. But the biggest problem we have, especially with our new families, is rolling up in front of the school and parking and getting out. That's like putting something on the train tracks and the whole train cannot move anymore. So I will remind you politely to stay in the car or keep moving. And once you are here for a week or two, you get the system down. We do have students in the morning, especially for our little ones that walk the kids back to class for drop off. So we've got a good system, but because that's an area of potential danger, we're real strict about following those rules the best we can. And thankfully, under my tenure, we've had no issues, no fender benders or anything like that. And I also say this too, if you're in a hurry in the morning and you're honking and yelling at the person in front of you, it's probably your neighbor that you are angry at, and you'll probably see them somewhere else. So be nice, because no one else is really coming to school unless they're your neighbor. So you just might not know that. So be careful what you say or do. It can be awkward, later on when you run into them at the grocery store or they're on your child's soccer team. Okay, so patience is what I'm preaching there. And if you're a little late for school, we'll still get you in. We won't turn you away. We'll get you in. So, okay, I do have before, I'm gonna let them talk in a few minutes, but I won't say too much about that, but we have our guest speakers that we'll get to in a minute. And let's see, let me go to TK. So if you're a TK family, the day is a little bit different. We go 8:25, but we get out at 12:30, I believe. Is it And from
12:35.
sorry, 12:35. And I suspect we will have that schedule next year as well. Now, of course, TK, they're younger. It's a little shorter day. We think it's appropriate for them. That's every day during the week. I think maybe, is it still 12:20 on Wednesdays though?
Yes.
Yeah,
12,
okay.
12:20 on Wednesdays.
Right, so a little bit earlier day. Again, make sure you provide a snack. There's a drop off and pick up routine. For the little ones, we used to have everybody walk their kids in, but with the pandemic and all those challenges, it's been different. We'll play that, by ear come next August, and we'll see where we're at. So I'm hoping that the campus is a little bit more open than we've got it set for now. But the things we mostly work on with our TKs are, our social emotional skills, right? Learning how to share, learning how to be away from mom and dad, right? Or our guardians. Listening, not being the center of everything, right? How we talk and share and wait. Basic motor skills, meaning, playing. There's some playing going on. And then a basic language and math. So depending on where your student is, this could be their first experience with school. It could be that they've spent time in other preschool environments. At this stage, we really don't know. So it's mostly getting them acclimated to what school is like. And it can be a little rigorous for some of our little kids to have to do things they don't necessarily want to do, right? Depends on how things are at home. So, but it's good. I see our kids are happy to be here. Occasionally we have some that are a little reluctant. Mostly I think they're nervous about not being with their parents. So, but we take care of them. All right. And then there is curriculum for our kindergartners. You can look this up if you want to get into detail, but I'm just giving you an overview. For our language, we use the Lucy Calkins Readers and Writers Workshop program. Math is called Math Expressions. We have a social emotional curriculum called Second Steps. And then some of the other things we do that I would not call curriculum, but we do have a PBIS school, Positive Behavioral Intervention Systems, and our mantras being safe, respectful, and responsible. And we teach that throughout the year. Today is a Caught Being Good Day at Fox, so children have an opportunity to be caught being good, meaning being respectful or responsible or safe. And teachers or any adult can recognize them for that. I do a drawing every Friday and give some prizes out. Today we did a big one because I missed last week. So we gave out 9 today. So there's excitement. In the past, we've had character award assemblies. We haven't been doing school-wide assemblies because of our situation, but I suspect next year we should be able to do that. And then, recognizing our kids that are able to be here all the time is something important too. All right. Let's see, I'm not sure I have anything else. Oh, okay. So PTA School Force Volunteers, I'm going to segue into that, but Fox is a really strong school, and I think a big part of it is our community, excuse me, meaning our parents who help out in lots and lots of different ways. And then our partners like Curiosity and Footsteps. And also I have other community members, for example, our crossing guard and our recycling person who are just community members. They don't have children here. They don't have grandchildren here. They just help out. So we're lucky in that respect. There's lots of opportunities for you as a parent, to be a room parent. Maybe PTA person will talk a little bit more about that. But there's classroom support where you can help your teacher, yard duty supervision, field trips when we get back into that. There's opportunities there. We have book fairs and science fairs and lots of different things that under normal circumstances are more available. We're trying to get some of those back right now. So lots of opportunities for that. I know I'm going kind of fast, so I apologize, but I want to get our presenters an opportunity. So again, whatever you have questions in the chat, feel free to put those in. Also, feel free to just call me or call the school. That's fine. Email is fine. I'm pretty good about getting back pretty quickly, usually the same day, sometimes the next. So my email is just mpappas@brssd.org. So you can look that up on our website too. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to turn that over then, it looks like, to Colleen.
I think I'll take these and Colleen
Oh,
will
Allegra, okay.
take the
So I'm
next
going
one. Yep.
to mute myself here.
Sounds good.
Okay, hi everyone. My name's Allegra, welcome. And I'm here to just tell you about there's two organizations that you're going to hear a lot about that help out Fox and also all the schools in our district. And so those are the Fox PTA. And this year, Colleen is our PTA president. And you will hear a lot about School Force if you haven't already. And this year, I'm the point person for School Force. I'm going to remain the point person next year as my kids are still there. And these programs offer opportunities to our students which would otherwise never exist. Let's see. Mike, next slide. Okay. And so School Force is our education foundation, and it closes the gap between basic education, which is really the funding that we get from our state, and the programs that we really want to offer to our kids. So School Force raises money to support our programs in the next school year. So right now, we're currently raising money for your kids' kindergarten year. Versus our PTAs raise money for the same school year. So all the money that we got in our fundraising at the beginning of this year is going to be spent this year as well. And we use the money for community events, school supplies. Colleen will be going over this a little bit more, but advocacy programs and lots of supplements that we do on campus for our kids' learning environment. Okay, next slide. And it's really through our parent donations that a lot of our programs exist and make our schools in Belmont-Redwood Shores great. So these include our art programs, our libraries, all the technology in our classrooms, our music programs, PE, school counselors, field trips, assemblies, all the extra stuff outside of basic education. So these programs, again, would never be possible without the extra funding that we raise. Next slide. And so every fall, the PTA and School Force run a joint campaign, and that makes it easy for our families to support our schools. And it's called the ECC, or the Education Commitment Campaign. So the PTA, as I said before, spends all the money that we raise from the fall campaign that same year. And School Force continues to raise money even outside of that campaign throughout the year until we meet our goal, so that we can hopefully continue to provide all these great programs for the following year. School Force staffs 36 positions across our district, and they provide all the extra programs that the state can't give us the money to provide. Okay, next slide. And you'll hear sort of the phrase unity in our school community, and I think that's very true. You guys are all about to join a great school district, and the parents come together. We improve the quality of education for our kids, and I think I'm a little bit biased because I have kids at Fox, but our parent community is really fabulous, right, Colleen? Don't you agree?
Yeah, I think that might be my cue, Allegra, to take the baton. And I like to always brag about our community, because I really do think BRSSD as a whole is just a wonderful, wonderful community. And as Allegra said, I'm definitely biased towards Fox, because I have seen in this role as PTA president how our community steps up all the time, whether it's through volunteerism or donations. The Fox community really, whenever we need something, we always get it, because our parents always want to do what is best for the school and the kids as a whole. And we have a great, great collaboration with the teachers and with the staff, especially with Mr. Pappas. And we really just come together through the ECC, as Allegra described. So Mike, if you could go to the next slide. The PTA, as Allegra described, gets funded through this ECC funding that is for the programs and all of the experiences we have that school year. And we really fund a lot at Fox, those extras. We are behind, book fair, chess clubs, a lot of community building events. We haven't had a chance to do as many, obviously, during the pandemic, but that was another way that I saw our parent community step up, in that we didn't want our kids to miss out on certain experiences. For instance, we have a talent show every year called Fox Extravaganza. It's a big tradition at Fox. It's gone on for 30 plus years, I think 32 years. And even during the pandemic, we made sure that the kids still had that experience, even though it was a virtual option. And this year, we are going back to in person, and we're scaling it back a bit, but we're really still trying to make sure the kids have that experience and that we keep the tradition alive. And that's just one example of the parent community coming together and thinking, how can we still keep this going? What do we need to do? And really, we feel like there's so many opportunities as a parent group to participate at the school. Whether it's you have an interest in, joining the board and helping out maybe with behind the scenes with things. Maybe it's with donating time to help update our website or do the yearbook, or be a room parent if you're really interested in getting to know the students in your child's class or getting to know your child's teacher. There's just so many opportunities. So if you are sitting out there and you're thinking, hey, I want to get involved, I don't know too many parents in the community, I really would like to meet more, definitely shoot me an email. My email address is right there, president@benfoxpta.org, and we can look into an opportunity that might work best for you for next year. Mike, can you move on to the next slide? These were some of the examples that I talked about, ways that you can help out, but it's also ways that you can get information. I feel like our PTA is really good about communicating, and we have a lot of different avenues for you to get information. Our website, we keep pretty up to date. I definitely recommend going to that if you need information. Our newsletter goes out every Sunday at 8 a.m. promptly. So if you have not signed up for that, I would suggest signing up for it now, even if your child's not starting until the fall, because we do put a lot of just important information even for next year in there already. And you can sign up by going to our homepage. It's one of the first links on the right-hand side, and just put your email address in and you'll start getting that every week. Also, our Facebook page is very up to date. We have a moderator who posts lots of announcements, posts pictures of the kids, things that are going on in the classroom. So definitely recommend going there. And then also the school calendar, as I mentioned, the website, you can look at that to see upcoming events. But one thing I really want to highlight is our buddy program. So next year, if you're interested, this information will come out in the summer, but we will link all new families who are interested with a veteran family. So that way, if you have any questions or you're not sure how to navigate something, that you can go to that resource and ask questions and really just get to know a family right off the bat. The directory is also open only to Fox families. So once you get enrolled in the fall, that's also a great resource, especially if you want to set up play dates or contact, families about birthday parties. That's a good resource. And then I also want to highlight the room parent option that I talked about earlier. If you really want to get involved, that's a great place to start. It's a job that takes a little bit of time, and we always are very thankful for our room parents, but you really get to know the kids' classmates and the teacher really well. So I definitely recommend that. If you're interested in any of those things, you can go to our website, and there is a link to the new incoming families page, and you can check out more, or also email me. All right. And then I think the next slide is just my email address and Allegra's if you have any questions.
All right, great. Thank you, both of you, for presenting. So I think that brings us to our Childcare Partners. I'm going to stop sharing because this is not packaged in. Anne, I'm going to let you, if you'd like to just chat a little bit about Curiosity. I don't know if you have anything you want to share, just let me know.
Yes, hi. My name is Ann Carnes. I am the director at the Curiosity Corner, which is the on-site before and after school care program. We offer care from 7 a.m. until the start of school. For TK and kindergartners, we actually escort them to their classroom. We hang out with them until the bell rings and make sure they are safely in their classrooms. After school, we pick them up and escort them over to Curiosity Corner. On a regular day, they get out at 1:30. They come here, they do activities, different activities on different days. They do art, science, they make their own snack on one day. They do all sorts of things with their teacher and their aide. Depending on the size of the group, we have 1 or 2 aides with them. Normally, we try to cap it at 28 kids that stay until 6 o'clock. We also have a tier where you can pick up your child at 3:10. So the pricing is adjusted for that accordingly. If your child does stay after 3:10, we do provide a snack, a healthy afternoon snack for them that we have around 3:30 in the afternoon. So normally our registration will begin in mid-April, which is after the time when the school district assigns the schools for the different TK and K. And for more information on that, you can either send me an email at curiositycornerinc@gmail.com, or you can go to our website, which is curiositycornerkids.com. And then I'll put you on our list and we'll get you the information as soon as it becomes available. And I'll send it over to you, Karen.
Thank you, Anne. Hi, I'm Karen Valet. I'm the Executive Director of Footsteps. We're a nonprofit organization been serving the Belmont-Redwood Shores area since 1994. We are not the on-site provider at Fox, Anne's program is, but we do pick up a limited amount of children from Fox each day and bring them down to our Barrett Community Center program, which is a Spanish heritage school. This year, we are not picking up TK, but next year TK is most likely going to double because the ages are changing. So children can go to TK even if their birthday goes till February 2nd. And so if there's enough TK and the need, we will provide a van to pick up the children. Currently, we're picking up kindergarten through 5th grade. We have trained van drivers and we have car seats. We have a system worked out with the school to be able to successfully pick up the children and bring them down to Barrett. And at Barrett Community Center, we also serve Central Elementary School, which we're not on site. We serve a lot more Central kids than Fox, but and we are limited in our numbers. So I would try to get into Anne's program first, and then if she doesn't have space, then we'll try to provide care for you. We do provide summer care too at Cipriani School where we're on site, at Nesbitt where we're on site, and at Redwood Shores where we're on site. And our programs for kindergarten are swim camp and Camp Footsteps, and then for older kids we have a sports camp. We have a cooking camp for TK and kindergarten. That's wrong, for kindergarten, sorry, not TK and older, at Redwood Shores. And the other thing to tell you is that we try to partner with our schools. Even though we're not on site, we have a great relationship with Fox School and try to work together. We are the yard duty for the school district. And so Footsteps staff are at Fox School every day doing the yard duty for kindergarten and older kids. So we do get to know the children that way. And our website is footstepschildcare.org. For enrollment, the day you know from the school district that your child is enrolled in a school, then you can enroll in Footsteps. So we are on site at Cipriani, on site at Nesbitt, on site at Redwood Shores, and then Central, we do the Barrett, and obviously Fox for Barrett. And then on our website right now is all of the questions that you might have about our program. There's a big tab that says TK Kindergarten enrollment questions. And so a lot of your questions should be answered that way. And I'd be happy to answer any questions. You can contact me through the website, or anytime you'd like to give me a call, I'd be happy to talk to you. So with that, that's what I have to say. Thanks.
All right, great, Karen, thanks. And Anne, yeah, so both, I have 2 Footsteps support and 2 Curiosity Corner supports at lunchtime. So it's, you know, a mixture. So both programs help out with supervision at lunch. So I just want to let you guys know that too. A couple of questions popped up here. This one is for you, Anne. If we have a student who finishes at 2:35, but we also have a kinder, is there opportunities, it sounds like, to have the kinder up until the other student gets out? Does that make sense?
Well, we offer care where the price break is at 3:10. So if your child gets out at 2:35, or have a 4th or 5th grader who gets out at 3:10, then obviously you can keep your child there until that time.
Okay, great. Looks like some of the other questions are getting answered. You know what I should probably put in here? Here's my email for everybody. Panelists, you already know this, but that's a way to contact me directly if you think of something, you know, after today. What do we have? We have a pretty good group in here, about 30 participants. That's good. So, so that's all we have formally. Anybody want to put any other questions in the chat? We'll hang out here for a while. And
I'm gonna answer the
questions
homework
about
question.
oh, oh, sorry. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say there's some questions about doing homework in the after-school programs that maybe
For Footsteps, we do homework 4 days a week with the kids. If they need it, we do a homework contract between the child and the family. Those who want to do homework with us, we provide a quiet space and teachers. Those who don't want their children to do homework, then we provide other activities. On Fridays, we believe that children can do homework over the weekend, and so we have fun Fridays, and we don't do homework on Fridays.
And Anne, I know you guys have like a homework club. Is that's
We do homework club. It is usually it's for 1st through 5th grade students. We kindergarten TK and kindergarteners don't normally get homework unless they do Kumon or something else, and then we can provide a quiet space for them to do that. But we do our homework in the school's library Monday through Thursday.
okay, great. Let me,
From 4
before I
o'clock.
get too many questions that slide up too high. Someone asked about drop off. Drive-by, yes, but at the beginning of the year, what I recommend, especially for our new students, that you park and you can walk your students up. Again, I'm hoping that we have a little more access. But even during the height of our pandemic last year, we do, if you haven't been to the school, we do have gates here, and students were walked up to the gates and then we took them from there. So we'll see how it looks. So the first couple of weeks, we understand that a drop off from the vehicle might be a little scary for the students. Once they get comfortable, it's pretty easy. But some families walk. You know, it's a good time if you park down the street a little ways and then you can walk up. It gives you a little time to, I don't know, kind of decompress as opposed to being in the traffic and everything. So we'll work with you. I think you'll find I'm not an overly strict principal, meaning, you know, with the staff, parents, or students. But, you know, when it comes to safety, I will be stern about that. But we have a good system. So hopefully that answered your question. That was like maybe Elizabeth, I think, out there. Okay, so typical week. Well, you know, that's kind of a broad question. Normally, again, I hate to keep saying that, but normally when we do this, you guys would get to tour a classroom while it's going. right? That's how we used to do this. You got taken through. So you're going to see lots of different things. But again, like I mentioned that curriculum earlier, you'll see math lessons, you'll see language lessons, you'll see some play. We do have some outside programs that come in and support us. We've got additional science and art programs that are funded through our PTA and our school force. So it's varied. We also have, like I said, PE classes that are also funded that come in weekly. So it's pretty broad for our kindergartners. I know that's not super specific, but someone asked about transferring from a different school district. What I would recommend is just calling the district office. I don't handle that part of it, but you just have to register like you would anyways. And then if your student's already at another district, they'll have to transfer over any records. I don't know what, there'd be too much if you have just a kinder. But if you have other children that are already in the district that you need to bring over to, you'd want to start with that registration process. Is pickup also a drive-by? Yes, for the most part, but you can walk up to pick up your kids. It's a mixture. Again, once you get used to it, if you were to watch it, the first time it looks a little chaotic, I'll be honest with you. But yes, the answer is typically you pull up, you kind of wait like a train. Your kids, you figure out your system. There's adults out there. I'm the, for lack of a better term, the crossing guard in the afternoons for leaving. And then in the morning, I'm out there as well for drop off. We also have our 5th grade students that do valet. They open the doors for the kids. They help you get your stuff out. So it works pretty well. Not perfect, but it works pretty well. Is there a place that describes how many science lessons, music lessons, and I don't know. I'm going to say no. There's nothing that's that specific. It would vary a little bit from class to class. The curriculum is the same, but the delivery might be a little different. So,
right. And Mike, I was just going to chime in with the teacher, because each class, it's different for each teacher, right? Because they have to coordinate when PE teachers come, when art, because I know we schedule like the science, because PTA helps schedule the science, the music and art. And it really just depends year to year. And I feel like the teacher kind of goes over that, right? At the back to school.
Yeah, for sure. There'll be teachers are typically very regimented in their agendas, just because we need it to be that way to function. So there's a definite, for our kinders, they have a break. Their lunch and recess is different than everybody else. So they're never out on the playground with any of the other kids on, purpose. So they get to play with the classes. So I think they take their first break, their snack break somewhere around 9:45 or so. And it's usually 15 to 20 minutes. And then their lunch is at 11:30. So those are the kind of big breaks in the day where they get out to play. But it's hard for me to say exactly what the day would entail. It just depends on, again, we have library, that happens every other week. There's a lot of different things that go on that they'll have to create in their plan. So I know that's not a great answer, Matt, but once you're here, then the teacher gives you the real specifics. Okay, anything else for our panelists? Again, if you think of something after the fact, just let me know. You've got contacts for everybody here. But if you lose it or can't find it, you can start with me and I can funnel you to get the right answer for you. Okay. But I can assure you, Fox is a great place. I'm not saying that because I'm here. As a principal, you have opportunities to be a lot of different places. So I've chosen to stay here, and fortunately the community has chosen to keep me here because it goes both ways, right? So it's a good place to be, and we'll help you here at the school the best we can. We won't give you answers we don't know, but we'll figure them out, and then we'll problem solve together too. Even though I've been doing this a long time, there's always something that comes up that I don't have an answer to, and we'll have to figure it out. But that's it. We've got a respectful, nice place to send your children, and a good group, a community to help support them too. Okay. So I guess with that, Jerome, if you're still out there, I guess we'll close down, and then again, let us know if you have questions. And it's only January, so we've got some time. So lots of things can happen before then. Let's hope that our trajectory continues to improve, and we have a little more open campus, and we get to be able to have the kids do a few more things that we used to do, a couple years ago. All right. All right. Thanks, Colleen, Allegra, Karen,
Thank you.
and for
Thank you.
participating this morning. And we'll see you guys. I'll see you guys soon, and everybody else. If not, I'll see you in August. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Okay.